I'm gonna start with the administration's letter on transgender bathroom.
Okay.
Guidance to schools.
I thought you might.
I thought I'd give you a chance to respond to Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who said that the letter, called the letter blackmail, and said that the administration is doing everything it can to, or he said this is about dividing, it's going to divide the country, and it has everything to do with keeping the federal government out of local issues.
Yeah. Well, I think this does underscore the risk of electing a right-wing radio host to a statewide elected office. So let's just walk through the facts here. The first is this is guidance that was issued by the Department of Education and the Department of Justice in response to requests for information and guidance from school administrators across the country. Just last week, for example, the National Association of Secondary School Principals put forward a specific formal request to the Department of Education about how to create the kind of respectful, inclusive environment that school administrators across the country are seeking to maintain. These principals also are interested in making sure that they're acting consistent with the law. And they sought guidance because they're not interested in a political argument. They're actually interested in practical suggestions about how they confront this challenge that they face every day. So let's just be clear about what's included in the guidance. The guidance does not add additional requirements to the applicable law. The guidance does not require any student to use shared facilities when schools make alternate arrangements. But what the framework does provide is advice for how school administrators can protect the dignity and safety of every student under their charge. And that advice includes practical, tangible, real-world suggestions to school administrators who have to deal with this issue. They can't rely on political arguments that are framed as a solution to a problem that nobody can prove exists. They actually have to deal with the responsibility that they have to promote an inclusive, respectful environment for all of their students. And what the Department of Education has issued today is specific, tangible, real-world advice and suggestions to school administrators across the country about how exactly they can do that.
But you wouldn't argue, or it seems as though the administration is also trying to paint this as a major civil rights issue, right? And this isn't just a pragmatic sort of everyday guidance to schools. Attorney General Lynch has compared this to racial segregation.
Well, I think Attorney General Lynch was talking about a very specific enforcement action that the Department of Education announced, or the Department of Justice announced with regard to a specific law that was passed by the state of North Carolina. In this instance, this is not an enforcement action. As I pointed out, this does not add any additional requirements to any school district or state under the applicable law. This is in response to extensive requests for guidance and for information and advice that have been put forward by school administrators and teachers and, in some cases, even parents who are seeking practical solutions to this challenge. And the challenge here is not to isolate anybody. It's not to discriminate against anybody. It's not to make anybody unsafe. It's actually to ensure that our schools are as inclusive and respectful and safe as they can possibly be. And that's why the guidance that we've put forward includes tangible, specific suggestions for how that can be achieved. So let me just give you one example. There are some school districts across the country that have sought to enhance the privacy of their students by making relatively minor changes to shared use facilities. In some cases, that means just putting up curtains so that people have more privacy when they're changing their clothes or taking showers in what had previously been shared use facilities. So that is something that benefits all students, and that's what we're looking for, solutions that protect the safety and dignity of every single student in the school.